Hello, welcome back to Tank Talks. This is Ian again, and we are back with the update for the 250-gallon Predator Waterfall tank. So a lot has happened since we last posted the video, which a lot of people seem to like. So thank you for stopping by. The scorpion fishes are in. There are a total of 3. I had actually so there were 2 paddle flaps and 2 weedy scorpions. One of them that came in didn't eat and just kind of it died. It was a big purple one, paddle flap, and it was a bit sad. So now there's a red paddle flap and 2 weedy scorpions that I initially bought, and there was a fellow reefer here who unfortunately didn't do too much research on how to keep these things, and he put it in a regular reef tank and it wasn't eating, and I think he's kind of rehomed it to me, and it's unfortunately very small. So it's in an isolation box until it gets a bit bigger, because the big guy is definitely going to eat him. I tried putting in a really large red chorus wrasse. I thought it was pretty big and fast, and within 10 minutes the paddle flap ate it. Like I tried getting it out, I was just stunned. I couldn't believe it. So lengthwise was the same, but I think because it was slender, that's why I got snacked on. Once again, my fault. The big eye catalupa is the biggest tragedy here. I had to feed the scorpions live mollies because they would not eat anything else, anything prepared I tried they wouldn't eat. So I gave them mollies. But the mollies were kind of smart, so from freshwater guys might know, the mollies will start staying at the top of the tank. And so the catalupa did like a Jaws thing and started like suctioning up from the top of the tank. And I think by doing so, he got some air into his bladder, because he would keep like floating upside down and righting himself. And eventually, I tried some. I thought it might have been bacterial. I didn't know what it was, so I put it out the QT and I tried dealing with it, but sadly, it did not make it. And that is a true failure on my part. I did not consider the mollies and the air bit. So until these guys take frozen food, I don't think I'll add another catalupa because it's too dangerous for that. So yeah, so there is however, a large Moorish idol in here. I figured fish that are tank shaped and large, the paddle flap won't touch, and true enough, the Moorish tried to go near the red guy there and he was like, no thank you. So that's good. The corals didn't change. Canyon trees are going fine. But yeah, so that's what's in here. So let's talk about what's up here. I cannot, for the life of me, source a Japanese dragon here in Singapore. Either that or they're extremely expensive, more than the general market price of when they usually come in, maybe once or twice a year. And I didn't like the tank empty. So the last time we spoke, there were a bunch of Bangai cardinals, and now there's a lot more stuff in terms of coral and fish. So on the coral front, I've moved almost all of the sea fans from the other tank here, and they're doing much better because they're not being caught up by algae. The dendros and the MPS from before are all still doing pretty well. And I've kind of stuck them around. There's a nice curly one of those I don't know what the corkscrew ones, and some photosynthetic gorgonians as well, all from the other tank. They're here now. They're doing okay. And I've gotten bubble tip anemones, some things I thought I would never get because they are pain in the ass. So I have a golden one, a black widow, like someone suggested, and a rasta. So the black widow is kind of in the rock, rasta's below, and the bubble tip is just the only one that's out in the sun baking. I bought one of those anemone cups. Yeah, they never stayed in it. Some people claim they stay in it. At the shop, it was staying in it. When I bought it home, it was like, nope, and it kind of went out. So fish-wise, I added more Bangai cardinals. There are about 6 or 7 now. And I added a whole bunch of black barred chromises. So they have a little blue ring around their eye, and they have like a black stripe at the back. They have somehow formed an east and a west gang on each side of the rock. And when, they just try to punch each other, they're quite nasty fishes, man. Like, there are little bruises here and there as they kind of nip and chase each other. I think one guy lost an eye. It's not like a space thing, it's just chromises tend to tend to squabble, is what I'm told. Same, they're not as vicious as damsels. And there's those spotted mandarin pair. I have a lot of copepods in the tank thanks to all the phyto and pods I dose. So the mandarins are doing pretty well. And the convict, I have 2 convict tanks and a powder black. They're not that large, along with a fox face. These are the main algae eaters. They clean up pretty well. They're doing pretty good. The powder black is a bit of a not nice guy, as we all know. So he kind of checks out new people and body checks them to show them who's boss. I've also added 8 captive bred peculiar clowns, the black and white ones, to hopefully host the anemones. They're really cute, they're really small. And 3 Heniochus butterflies, the bannerfish, really small as well. I know these grow pretty large, but I want to put them in a big tank when they do grow up. And what else did I add? Oh, I added 2 fang-toothed blennies, the yellow-tailed ones. I think they're kind of chill. They're supposed to be kept alone, but these 2 seem to get along. They're a pair. And what else I get? So I got 2 butterfly fish. So these are the most. This was something that I was going to try because the corals here, soft corals, I don't, it's kind of replaceable. I care more about fish, but I was a bit annoyed with the whole, oh no reef safe, they're going to eat everything. Well, there's a fairly large buffet for 2 rather small black-backed butterflies. They're really pretty. They're yellow with white and black. I've seen them nip the sea fans, but it doesn't cause them to retract the polyps, and I don't really see any lasting damage. So hopefully that'll be okay. But once they nip the big clams, I got 2 big clams here, 2 big squamosas. The squamosas will go to the other tank. Yeah, so there's a lot of fish, but there are a lot of tiny fishes, and I just wanted a big bustling tank compared to the 7-foot, which is just a big bunch of bullies going after food. So hopefully you enjoy some of the B-roll that we have for you for that. And that's the update for this tank. The eel thing will have to wait. I'm not in a rush for it. I'm enjoying feeding these guys, watching these scorpion fishes. So if people come over, they're like, oh, this is so cool, I didn't even see the fish. So yeah, and I have a nice community tank where it's kind of semi-peaceful. So I'm enjoying it right now. The eel, when it comes and the price is right, and I'll make the decision. But for now, this is the update. Enjoy the shots. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for your support.